so let's talk about the overhead press, taking a weight from the shoulders into an overhead position. There's a couple of different ways to do this. A lot of times, most gyms, you're going to see people doing this thing seated. I don't want you to do it seated, all right? The reason I don't want you to do it seated, when you're sitting down on a chair, the thing that's supporting your spine is the back of that chair. I don't want you leaning back, man. I want you standing up so we can activate every single muscle in your body from your toenails to your fingernails. I want all of those muscles on, and I want you to be able to create stability through the spine, okay? When we're talking about core strength, that's specifically what we're talking about. Your ability to maintain good positioning of your spine when you go through different movements and positions. Goes for real life and exercise, right? So stand up. When you're setting yourself up for the overhead press, and in my case, I'm going to be using a barbell, but you could use dumbbells. Doesn't matter what you use. In my case, I'm going to be using a barbell. We want hip width stance, toes pointing straight forward, okay? The barbell, we're going to start in what I call the rack position. The rack position is where the barbell is resting on the torso, like so. Okay, so the weight is resting on my torso, not in my hands. Right? For this reason, if I give you a side view, if I've got the bar here and it's heavy, what's going to happen to the bar? It's going to crash and burn, right? If I can rest it on my shoulders, then it's centered over the middle of my body, and I'll be able to rest it on my torso instead of in my hands. Okay? Other thing, you'll notice when I'm in this start position, you'll notice that my back is nice and flat. It's the same position that I would be walking around in. That's the neutral spine position. As you go into overhead, you want to be able to maintain that neutral spine position. Here's what it looks like. My start position is here. My spine is neutral. The bar is resting on my shoulders. I'm going to move my head back just a little bit to clear a path for my bar to go up into the overhead position. And if I did that right, my back position should not change. Okay. Here's what we see happen a lot of times. You see that? Right, so if I bring this back down, right, this is not a neutral spine position. Right? This would be a fault. Right? We've gone into what's called extension. Right? So the cue you hear from me, if I'm working with an athlete, is ribs down. Ribs down just means literally pull the ribs down to go back to neutral. Okay? And what pulls the ribs down? Abdominals. Got it. All right? So neutral spine position, start position, end position. The other thing I want you to notice, when you're in this end position, notice the bar is over the top of my head and my shoulders are open. Okay? The mistake I see a lot of times again is this. Okay? We don't want to extend the back, so finish overhead. You should have the bar on an imaginary vertical line that runs up through the middle of the foot. That's the line you want your bar to follow from here all the way to here. Okay? Any deviation off of that line is going to affect your center of mass. You're going to come up onto your toes, you're going to go backwards, or you're going to flex and arch your spine. Those are all the compensations that happens when the bar is not a nice path. All right? Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions,